Now at 5, a local recycling service struggles to survive mounting losses. Plus, a discussion of groundwater concerns at the site of an old Miami manufacturing site. Plus,
the government shutdown extends into a third week with no signs of progress on Capitol Hill to end the deadlock. I'm Erica Brown with more on the impact of the standoff.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The SEK Recycling Center has operated in Crawford County for more than 2 decades. But now those running that nonprofit say it's at risk of closing as soon as the end of the year. This is KOAM News. I'm Dow Quick. Recent years have brought on financial stress as money brought in by materials remains the same or even decreases, and operating costs continue to grow. On average, the center says it loses $10 for every car that comes through with a donation. Staff have even met with a consultant to see where they can make cuts, but they say community support is needed for them to survive.
But even with those changes, we have not seen, and even the consultant had indicated that there will be some level of public support needed for this to work long term. As a nonprofit, that's going to be part of the operating procedure.
The center is currently partnered with Crawford County to offer a hazardous household waste program, which helps support the site financially. Staff say they've also been speaking with the city of Pittsburgh about a possible recycling pickup service, which could offer the center more donations and financial stability. Residents in Miami, Oklahoma will get an update tonight on efforts to clean up contaminated groundwater at the former BF Goodrich tire plant. Michelin, which now oversees the site, and the Oklahoma Department of Environmental Quality are hosting a public meeting at 5:30 at NEO A&M College. Officials plan to share the latest on the groundwater treatment system that's been running to contain a contaminated groundwater area beneath the property, a concern that's lingered for decades. Community members will also have a chance to ask questions about the ongoing cleanup. Despite a fire last night, a longtime restaurant on Route 66 in Afton, Oklahoma, says it expects to reopen this week. Fire broke out around 9 p.m. at the Green Country Cafe on US 69, just off I-44. The Afton Fire Chief, Brad Jones, says the fire started in the kitchen area, but smoke damaged the entire building. The restaurant had closed early yesterday due to equipment problems with their grill. No one was injured. Right now, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty for a first look at the weather.
And it actually turned out to be a pretty good Tuesday for us today. Kind of a foggy start, but once we got the sunshine, we started to warm up, and it looks like it's going to be mild again for us tonight. We drop back into the mid-60s, mid-80s again on your Wednesday, and our temperatures really just stay warm all week long. We do get a chance to get some thunderstorms in here for a change by the time we get into Friday night. No storms out there right now. We have pretty much clear skies. That's what we are going to see as we go through the overnight. We'll dip back 64, 65 degrees. Heat up again on your Wednesday, 82, 83, 84 degrees during the afternoon, and pretty much a carbon copy as we go into Thursday as well. We'll talk about those thunderstorms here in just a bit.
All right, we'll catch you in a few. Today marks 2 full weeks since the shutdown of the federal government began. This evening, the Senate is expected to vote for an 8th time on a House-passed measure to fund the government, but the two parties remain divided over health care. Erica Brown has the latest now from Capitol Hill.
Good morning. I'm an air traffic controller here. Do you want to help aviation safety by ending the shutdown?
This member of the Air Traffic Controllers Union handed leaflets to travelers outside Reagan National Airport in Arlington, Virginia, Tuesday to highlight the impact of the ongoing government shutdown.
The American worker that lives paycheck to paycheck, which is almost every air traffic controller, cannot last without pay.
In a social media post, the White House Office of Management and Budget said Tuesday that it is preparing to, quote, ride out the Democrats by continuing to pay troops and law enforcement and more reduction in force notices.
We are closing up Democrat programs that we think that we disagree with, and they're never going to open again.
At a news conference, Democrats called the Trump administration's layoffs illegal.
Firing and threatening to fire federal employees is part of the Trump administration's campaign to inflict trauma on our federal workforce.
House Speaker Mike Johnson has warned this shutdown could be the longest in history as lawmakers remain deadlocked. But President Trump says his administration has identified funds to at least pay the military, a move some Democrats say is likely illegal.
My understanding of this is they have every right to move the funds around. If the Democrats want to go to court and challenge troops being paid, bring it.
The Senate is planning another vote Tuesday evening on funding the government, but there are no signs of any progress to end the stalemate. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem announced today that U.S. Coast Guard personnel will also continue to receive paychecks despite the shutdown. The statement said the department worked out an innovative solution to pay members of the Coast Guard, but did not give more details. Still ahead, providing comfort by using four-legged friends.
Helping children and teens through grief. I'm Cristian Benavides with how one nonprofit is helping young people through group and animal therapy.
And a major prostate cancer discovery could change how doctors treat patients. Those stories coming up in Health Watch. Topping today's Health Watch, there's new progress in the fight against prostate cancer. A Flinders University study identified 2 enzymes in the body that cause cancer cells to grow and resist treatment. By using medications that block those enzymes, researchers say they were able to boost the effectiveness of prostate cancer treatment. Older adults who get excessively sleepy during the day might face problems with their memory and thinking after having surgery. A Duke University study found daytime sleepiness, which affects up to 1 in 5 adults, increases the risk of neurocognitive disorders post-surgery. People over 60 who doze frequently during the day should notify their doctor before surgery. Quitting smoking, even later in life, can lower your risk of cognitive decline. A study published in The Lancet compared cognitive test results of smokers with those of people who quit smoking. They found people who gave up smoking retained more of their brain function, verbal fluency, and memory. Even quitting smoking after the age of 50 showed a benefit. Working through grief is challenging, especially for young children and some teens. But one group has found a way to bring comfort with the help of four-legged friends. Cristian Benavides reports.
When Teray Smith died last November, his 7-year-old daughter Sage struggled with traditional therapy as she grieved her father's untimely death.
When he passed, it was a shock for everyone. It's like no closure because he was there, then he was gone.
Michelle Doss, Smith's mother and Sage's grandmother, who she lives with, came across the nonprofit Tomorrow's Rainbow, where group therapy for children is coupled with equine-assisted therapy, allowing children to interact with horses.
My favorite horse is Precious because every time I look at Precious, I see my dad in the eyes.
This therapy in Coconut Creek, Florida, has helped Sage and her cousin, Denham Doss, who are both the same age and have grown up together, grieve Smith's passing.
It helps me show my emotions.
My husband was killed instantly, and my son and I were both hospitalized.
Abby Mosher started Tomorrow's Rainbow after coping with her own personal tragedy.
It brings a real holistic approach so that the children can take their own personal grief journey.
The nonprofit offers the therapy at no cost to the family, and all the animals on the farm are rescues.
It is funded almost entirely through donations, so families do not face any obstacles as they seek treatment for their kids.
Imagine the financial barrier that would be if we had to charge families for that. Remove the social isolation, give children the opportunity to bring out what's going on inside of them, all those thoughts and worries, and realize that they're not alone.
The therapy has brought Smith's family one step closer to healing.
They open up about their grief. They get to open it up. They get to speak about their grief. It's hard to get them up for school, but when I say, okay, therapy, 8 o'clock, they're up.
Finding a path forward despite the tough road ahead. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Coconut Creek, Florida.
Tomorrow's Rainbow opened a second ranch in upstate South Carolina, where they're also offering therapy to children and teens. Tens of thousands of Kaiser Permanente nurses and healthcare workers across California and Hawaii begin a strike today. The United Nurses Association says workers walked out after Kaiser executives refused to negotiate a fair contract with safe staffing and equitable pay. The strike includes registered nurses, pharmacists, physician assistants, and other healthcare professionals. Their work stoppage is to continue through Sunday. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, a surprising survey reveals a major gap in Americans' estate planning.
Plus, the temperature is staying warm and thunderstorm chances. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be a warm one once again for us today. Temperatures right back up into the 80s for afternoon highs. And it looks like as we go through the next couple days, we're going to continue to see those temperatures up there. We had some fog, had some clouds during the morning hours. Any clouds out there now shifted to the north. So we're going to stick with pretty much clear skies as we go through the rest of the evening hours. Let me walk you through time. We're going to go through the night. Few little clouds kind of skirting by in our northern counties. We're going to stop at 6 o'clock in the morning. Mild start, 63, 64 degrees. As we go through the morning, a little light southerly wind kicks in. We're going to be into lower 80s by noon. And then I think most of us 83, 84, 85 degrees once we get to about the middle of the afternoon. Tomorrow night, much of the same, pretty much clear skies, low to mid 60s by the time we kick off Thursday, and then a few mid and upper level clouds kind of streaming through, but we heat up again, 83, 84, 85 degrees on Thursday. So Wednesday and Thursday, very similar days. Clouds will start to increase on Friday, and that's when we're going to start to see some changes with some thunderstorm chances. Not on your Wednesday, 63 in the morning, 80 by noon, high temp, 85. Let's go outside. That guy, I'm going to assume is a wasp, is hanging out on our Cornell Arts and Entertainment tower cam. But if you look around him, you can see that we have mostly clear skies out there right now. Through the evening, 80s, 70s, mid 60s for overnight lows, but it's 81 in Carthage, 82 in Anderson, Grand Lake 82. It's a little warmer. Neodesha is sitting at 83 degrees. Why is it warm? Let me show you. See this? That's our big dome of high pressure right on top of us. Until this breaks down, we're not going to see any changes, but we are going to see it start to break down late Friday. In the yellow, and I hope this is going to be after high school football games, some strong thunderstorms. Shifting east, we're going to be on the back edge as we get into Saturday, but some of those storms could be possibly a little bit stronger, low grade severe, so we want to keep our eyes on that. I really think Friday is going to be dry. Here's 4:30, and then along that I-35 corridor, some thunderstorms will start to pop up. So 8 p.m. high school football is going on, so we want to watch this. A band of storms most likely will drop through Friday night into Saturday morning. Of course, Saturday we have Maple Leaf, the parade around 9 o'clock, and this rain's going to be pushing out, but we'll see additional scattered showers trying to redevelop behind it as we get into Saturday afternoon. And anything along and south of I-44 on Saturday could be a little bit stronger as well. But I want to show you this. Behind this system, check out these overnight lows once we get into Sunday morning. We're talking about upper 40s for overnight lows. All right, let's go 85 on Wednesday, pair of 84s. Thursday and Friday. Those thunderstorms working in Friday evening, night into Saturday morning. Then very nice 70s for a couple days before back to 83 by Tuesday.
Yeah, loving the look of those temps. We really don't want any rain on Friday Night Football.
We don't. We need it to hold off just a bit.
See what you can do about that. Thanks. Coming up, Instagram introduces new safety features to protect teenage users. Topping today's Consumer Watch, Instagram has announced a new policy aimed at protecting kids online. Beginning today, Instagram's teen users will only see content on the app that's similar to what they might see while watching a film with a PG-13 rating. The site will hide or limit more mature or sensitive content for those under 18, like swear words, risky stunts, and accounts that routinely post adult content. Every teen account will automatically be opted in.
Really what we wanted to do was speak the language of parents. And parents really know and understand movie rating standards. We train artificial intelligence to be able to find and remove the kind of content that a teen shouldn't see, or make sure that they're not seeing content that would be inappropriate for a teen.
Instagram's parent company, Meta, says parents will have the ability to make those controls even more restrictive, but cannot read the conversations their teens have on the app. The National Association for Business Economics has revised its U.S. outlook for this year. The group now predicts the nation's gross domestic product, or GDP, to rise 1.8% this year, up from 1.3% projection last June. The Economist Group survey found a worsening job market outlook, revising its predicted average monthly payroll job gains down from 87,000 to 60,000 for the rest of the year. Estate Planning Awareness Week is coming up next week. Time to create or review your plan and update key documents. But according to a recent study, only 24% of Americans have a will. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger is here to help increase that number.
A recent Caring.com survey found that just 1 in 4 American adults has a will. And surprisingly, the so-called sandwich generation was the largest group without estate documents. While this kind of planning isn't fun, you need to overcome any anxieties associated with the emotional topic and take control. If you don't, the state where you live will determine who should get what, and a local probate court will use a preset formula to divvy up your property and assets. Most people need 3 documents: a will, a durable power of attorney, and a healthcare proxy. A will ensures that your assets are passed to your designated beneficiaries in accordance with your wishes. If you have minor children, you need to name a guardian for them. A healthcare proxy allows you to appoint someone to make healthcare decisions on your behalf if you lose the ability to do so. And a durable power of attorney allows you to appoint someone to act as your financial agent in a variety of circumstances, like withdrawing money from a bank, responding to a tax inquiry, or making a trade. If your circumstances are straightforward, you may be able to complete these documents online. Those with more complex situations, like a second marriage, family estrangement, a special needs family member, or significant assets, should use a qualified estate planning attorney in their state. In New York, I'm CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
Some companies offer estate planning and legal services as part of their benefits package. And according to that survey, the main reason for putting off estate planning is good old procrastination. 43% of people said they just hadn't gotten around to it yet. Tossing out lithium batteries can be a real fire hazard, especially when they're hidden inside old gadgets like, say, toys or laptops. Well, a recycling plant in England is using artificial intelligence to stop the danger before it starts. AI-powered cameras scan electronic waste on conveyor belts, and when they spot a battery, a quick blast of air knocks it out of the pile. Engineers say the smart system can detect all kinds of batteries and even help recover valuable metals before they are lost to the landfill.
And at the moment, we're throwing too many of them away, which is crazy. Why this new sort of technology and innovation to recover more materials is just simply common sense. It'll drive the economy and it'll protect the environment.
Here in the U.S., AI is increasingly being used in recycling, though the focus so far has been more on sorting plastics and metals. Final check with the forecast up next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, it's one of the world's biggest gaming platforms. So why is Roblox under investigation, accused of putting children at risk? Then on KOAM News at 6, we're going to have a lot more on the possible closure of the SEK recycling facility. Plus, Pitt State hosts Career Day. We'll have details. And in sports, a look at the Kansas City Chiefs offense. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Pretty warm out there at the moment, Doug.
Yeah, temperatures are going to be staying on the warm side as we go through the next few days, mid-80s, but we are tracking some thunderstorms by Friday night.
You'll be keeping an eye on it for us. Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next, and of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. See you then. Let's make it a great evening.